There is a kind of heaviness that doesn't show up anywhere except in the way you move through a day. You feel it in your shoulders as you unlock the door at night, in the way your body deflates the second you're finally alone. You feel it when your phone lights up and your chest tightens before you even read the name. A message. A missed call. Some part of you already whispers, you're going to have to carry something again. You don't wake up thinking, I'm overwhelmed. You just wake up and continue. You answer the late-night texts, listen to the long voice notes, calm the friend who is spiraling, smooth over tension at work, notice the tiny change in someone's tone and adjust yourself around it. From the outside, you look steady, reliable, kind, so strong. People say it like praise. You feel it like a quiet assignment. Strong, in your world, often means, you will hold it. You will not drop anyone. You will not need too much. There are days when you don't feel like a person so much as a container. Everyone's frustration, panic, confusion, sadness, it all seems to flow toward you. By the time you're alone, you're full of things that aren't yours, and strangely empty of whatever you might be feeling. Your mind is always slightly ahead of the moment. Who might be upset? Who is withdrawing? Who will take it personally if you say no? This isn't dramatic, obvious panic, it's a low, constant anxiety, a hum in your nervous system that never quite goes silent. You've become so emotionally present for other people that you've grown a little emotionally unavailable to yourself. You can feel the smallest shifts in someone else's mood, but when you try to name your own, you come up with one word, tired. Somewhere, without anyone teaching you the language of attachment styles, your body learned its own rule. Stay close by carrying. Stay safe by helping. Stay loved by taking on more than is fair. And under all the strength people see, there's a quiet question you rarely say out loud. If you stopped carrying so much, would anyone still stay? Somewhere in your past, this way of living stopped being a choice and became the only way you knew how to stay close to people. Maybe you were the child who could read a room before you could read words. You noticed the way your mother's jaw tightened when she was overwhelmed, the way your father's silence meant, don't ask anything right now. You watched the adults like weather, learning when to be helpful, when to be invisible, when to be the one who didn't cause any extra waves. No one said, your job is to hold our emotions. But you heard it anyway. In the relief on their faces when you behaved, understood, didn't complain. In the way they leaned on you, telling you too much, asking you to be reasonable, praising you for being so mature for your age. This is where your personal attachment style began to form, long before you knew there were names for such things. Love felt closer when you were low maintenance. Attention felt safer when you were useful. So your nervous system drew its own map. If I carry more, I belong. If I need less, I'm safe. The anxiety you feel now is not random. It's the echo of that younger self, still scanning for signs that someone might explode, withdraw, or crumble. Still believing that your worth is tied to how quickly you can sense and solve what others are feeling. To survive that early role, you had to put parts of yourself aside. Your anger at unfairness. Your sadness when no one noticed you were struggling. Your wish to be the one held, just once. You didn't become cold, you turned that emotional unavailability inward. You learned to disconnect from your own needs so you could stay available for everyone else's. If you picture your life as a long hallway, you can almost see it. Doors leading into rooms full of other people's feelings, all carefully tended by you. And somewhere, a small, quiet room at the end that has always been yours, but stayed closed for a very long time. Maybe that closed room at the end of the hallway is where everything you've postponed has been waiting. Not as punishment. Just as a collection point. All the tears you swallowed because someone else was already crying. All the anger you turned into understanding. All the needs you pushed down because you didn't want to be difficult. Imagine, just for a moment, that you walk toward that door. Your first instinct might be to keep moving, to go back to the familiar rooms where you know exactly what to do: listen, soothe, hold. Those roles are worn in, they fit like second skin. But the handle of this door is quiet and patient, like it's been expecting you. When you step inside, it's not dramatic. No grand breakdown. Just a sense of recognition, like walking into a room that already smells like you, even though you've never really been allowed to live there. Maybe this is what a different attachment style toward yourself could look like. Not clinging to your own pain, not ignoring it, but staying near it. Checking in the way you check on everyone else. I see you're tired. I see you're scared. I'm not leaving. Your anxiety doesn't vanish here. It sits in the corner, still watchful, still waiting for something to go wrong. But instead of treating it as an enemy, you recognize it as the part that kept you hyper-alert when you were small. You let it rest a little. You tell it, without words, you don't have to carry this alone anymore. The old pattern of emotional unavailability to yourself loosens by tiny degrees. Not because you force openness, but because you stop walking past your own door. Out in the hallway, people will still need things. Life will still be messy. You will still care. But maybe, before you rush to pick everything up, you pause for half a breath and ask, very softly, can I hold this without dropping myself? And on some distant evening, you might find yourself in that room at the end of the hallway, light low, world quiet, realizing that even when your hands are empty, you still belong here. Not for what you carry. Just for being the one who finally came home.